All right. Now that we've got our first our report complete, we are going to go ahead and make it purdy. All right, let's go ahead and rename this report to worldwide COVID death. And let's go ahead and make it purdy. All right, so let's first start off with this title. And let's make everything bold. Ooh, with that, we kind of cut some of the text off. All right, pull it out there. There we go. I'll pull it in just a little bit. All right, bet. So it's not overlapping, so that's good. All right, let's make this deaths red. Oh, the theme. Definitely got to change the theme. Where's the theme? View. I don't like these colors. Let's see what this theme. About this theme. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's do that. Should have that red I want. And yeah, there it is. There we go. Yeah. I like that. All right. Let's see how it looks now. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. All right. Now let's do something about this. We barely can see it. All right. So let's click here. Go to our format pane. This is where all the magic happens. Let's see what fonts do we have. We have and Verdana. Let's do Verdana again. Like that. Let's see if we can do that for the labels too. Yeah. Okay. See if we can make it a bit bigger. Yeah. There we go. 13, 14. Let's see what we can do 14. The title isn't as important as the numbers, so let's try to see how big we can get. Oh, yeah, 16. The numbers are what is kind of like the important part. Oh yeah. These decimals is kind of necessary because it's not like it's money, So we need to go back here to our data tab, and we need to transform our new cases, and we need to make that a whole number because there won't be a half a case or it all should be whole number. So this needs to be a whole number as well. Same thing with the patient. So the patient was already whole. We might as well go ahead and fix them all whole. Oh, that's a text. See, that's why you got to check your formats, your data types when you load the data in, because yeah, that's not right. Should be whole number. Oh, getting an error message. With this data type, your data will be stored differently. Yes, we want to do that. It was actually changing the format. To change the data type is here. I guess since it was already a number, yeah, it's in format. You can still keep it as a decimal, but you can change it to format as a whole number because it's still a number. So I guess it just round up. So if we did have that, so I mean that's fine, but knowing now what I know now, yes, I would check for a whole number. So let's just go ahead and do it. Let's just go ahead and do it. Yes. Go ahead and do it, and then I'll come back once I'm done. All right, I went ahead and changed everything. What I did notice is that we do need to also add commas as well to our data types because it's kind of hard to read. You know, it makes it easy, much easier to read. Commas are numbers with commas versus this big number. You have to kind of look and parse it out. So what we'll do is to do that, we will go to our. We remember, if we remember correctly. Our columns that we use, we see right here where the new cases and new deaths, and then we have the death percentage. That's the DAX column that we created. So we would go back to our data here and go to the top of formatting, and yeah, as simple as clicking this comma button and then doing the same thing. All right, and then when we go back over here, yes, we will now have our commas. Simple as that. Okay, now another thing that we need to do is also make this a percentage. Just cause, why not? So to do that, we would go to our table, which is the COVID data. It's the only table we have. Go down to this death percentage, click on it, and then we have the options to format. And we will go ahead and format. Oh, sorry. Just hit this percentage. It's even easier. Oh no. We don't want that because no, that throws our number off. 0 decimal places. About that. You know what? The reason it doesn't work is because it was already in decimal format. We just don't have a percentage sign at the end. When we did our DAX column calculation, I did the times 100, which put it back in decimal formation. So we possibly took that out. Look at that. It's 0.00.01. So we go back and now possibly try it. It puts it in our correct number. That's what it was. I had already did the decimal calculation in our DAX formula. So now I did take that times 100 out, and now we have our correct number. All right, well, let's change this. These the titles are the call out. Let's say there's the call out titles, or yeah, the category labels. Yeah, let's change the color of that to that red again. Let's bold it too. It's kind of a reoccurring theme. That's why we got that red, to kind of point out to our audience what we kind of want them to focus on. So let's go down here as well. I think something that'd be cool is for color wise, we'll switch that red around too to show Europe is leading the way in deaths. So it's not really a good thing to be leading in, but nonetheless, that is the reality of the situation, and we just like to point that out to our audience. Our audience is citizens and news reporters, and it's just kind of a more of a education tool for all of us to kind of realize how we're doing as a world with COVID and how COVID has affected the world. Unfortunately, COVID's been a pretty hard time for all of us. So, this is something to consider if you plan on traveling to Europe, and you just have to understand that COVID cases are um, pretty high out there, and COVID's pretty high for everywhere. But you know, let's change that color of the um, Europe, uh, bar. We can change our bars. So I was mentioning earlier that if you change the color of one thing for one visual, it will not update across all the visuals, which kind of sucks, but it's not a big deal. We just go back and color it, so maybe we'll just trade Europe and North America. Well, actually, yeah, Europe was that yellow, so give it that yellow, and then come here and do the same thing. Um, do do. But that is a way you can use colors to kind of tell the story you want to tell. Is like the way we're doing it here on this visualization. Um, I think that it will pop out to users because that red is like, wow, it's red here, red there, red here, red there. Yeah. Um, let's switch it down here now. That's not the legend. Sorry. It is the columns, and then yeah, yellow, and then red. Yeah, and now that has that effect. All right. Well, let's go back here to our maps and let's update this title. Kind of get it visible. It barely can see. It's kind of like it's grayed out. So let's do it. Let's do it black. No, it's black. This is black. Still kind of small. What we could do is make it bigger as well as change the font. I'll make it cool. I like the end font. Switch it up. Let's do about see. Still small. About 14 maybe. Yeah, yeah, that's not bad. Don't want it too big because it's like not as important as um the other titles, so you don't want it to make it too big because then it will overshadow this and it overshadow this, and these are just kind of slight things to give you reference to what is going on here. So we don't want it to be too big because we don't want our audience to draw too much attention to it. These visuals kind of explain themselves, but if you were to take this visual and display it on the dashboard, these visuals won't have all this other stuff going on around it possibly, and it just gives context for what's going on. So let's go ahead and change the title for our bar chart and do the same thing. Let's just do that then. Let's check out 14 here. We need to change the color as well. Looks a lot better. Let's see how does it look bolded. Not needed. Not needed. Again, the bold kind of brings too much attention. The bold up here would be nice though, actually, on the card value, the call out values, because I do want this to be like a big thing. Like that's a wild number. It's a lot of people lost within these past 3 years, really. So yeah, COVID has really been hard on us. Let's go ahead and do this last one. And as far as the title, Sorry that this video is running a bit longer, but yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you're going through and trying to pretty up your visualizations and make sure that they speak to the your audience. You know, you got to kind of play around with it to see what works with the page, so that you're creating an effective visualization, telling a great story. So, um, still a few things here that we need to do that would make this a lot better. I think down here I noticed that the what is it? The legend is kind of small. The legend text is kind of small. Let's try to. We can actually change it to it, then kind of keep it consistent. Let's up the font. Yeah, that looks a lot better. It's much easier to see. We could probably do the black. The black makes sense. Yeah, black definitely makes sense and makes it look a lot better. Even down here too. Our ears are kind of small, which is fine, but if we could change the color of it to that black, it'd definitely make it pop, which would be nice, you know, where it's not like, you know, it's hard to see. Yeah, see, it makes it much easier than that. I think this was like the gray, maybe. But yeah, that's much better. Um, make it like just a little bit bigger. Yeah, it's not much, pretty much needed. Um, and then we also could do that for the y values, the y axis here to make it black. Let's do that. Go down to our y axis, then we got black. And then yeah, let's just make it 10 like it was for the x axis. All right, looking at this now, whoops, wrong button. I think we need to, the only thing we need to do is kind of do some of the similar cosmetics we did down here with the axis and um, do that up here as well. So we're already on the visual. Let's go ahead and change it to black and see what that does. Since this text is so much and we have so much limited canvas capital, we're just probably going to keep it this the y-axis text this size, because I think if we go any bigger, it's just like we really don't need it to be, because I think this is pretty easy to see, and if you're just focusing in on this visualization versus this visualization, if you're just focusing in on them this visualization, it was like really hard to see or kind of correlate. Oh, red is Europe. You know, you can kind of easily do that with if you were just looking at that legend, and you would definitely need the legend here. Here it's like you kind of see everything right here, so you don't need to do that. But we definitely want to do that x-axis to have that black, like we just did for the y-axis. And again, the numbers I think are not too bad, but I think we could maybe put the numbers up like at least 9. Yeah, 9. I think 9's great. There's one more thing I want to do. I think that we should do for the this visual. Then we should add some totals at the end to kind of give it a number, because this looks, these two right here look like they're neck and neck, and you really can't tell who has more or not. You can if you go here and then go here, but you kind of got to go back and forth and remember what the last number was off the tooltip. So instead of doing that, let's make it easier for our users and do a, I want to, is it a data label? Yeah, data label. The data label is cool. So it's kind of like, yeah, they're about the same, really. I think we could do a total label too. That kind of throws it at the end. Yeah, a total label really lays it out. Only thing is here, look, it cuts it out. So we definitely have to change the color, which is fine. It's no big deal. I think if we just changed it to that black, it would definitely stand out. And maybe made it bold. Yeah, I think that wouldn't be too bad. But I'll possibly, if we can get a little bit more room, don't look like we can. Let's see, yeah, we've pretty much maxed out our canvas landscape. So, um, I mean, it's up to you. You could either do the data label or the total label. Total label or data label looks pretty dope actually. It would be nice if you could do that total label in the inside the label. Like yeah, just I thought that was pretty. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. If you could do it inside, maybe there is a way. Just haven't found out yet. But this is just the default out of the box that it does that. But yeah, we're pretty much done with this visualization report. So it's been great. All right.